Good morning and welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your host, me. What a day yesterday, huh? Matt Olson, Machado, Soto, Alonso. I did mention the O play. I said it's kind of bizarre that all of the names that I've picked from this game end in O. Gresham, Bellinger, Altuve, and Ramirez. Well, it did feel good to point out that phonetical parlay, the O parlay. There's a name on here that makes me feel even more validated than that call out. Think about it. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Drum. Cody Bellinger. I said somehow I just feel connected to Cody Bellinger. I feel just like I know when he's going to go. And somebody said that in the comments, and I hadn't put him since. And then yesterday I put him, and then he went. Something. There's something in the data that it's just a feel. I'm like, it's Cody's day. Let's talk about today. Smaller slate, 10 games, and it looks about as average as it can, which is good for late September. Mild temps, mild winds, not high pressure, not low pressure. It's just as neutral as it gets out there today. In New York, I like Merrill, Laureano, Soto, and Mark Vientos. Somebody will correct me if I pronounce that wrong. Mark Vientos. That's correct. I hope. I like Merrill the most in this matchup, and the prices for this all seem pretty fair. Game in Tampa, which typically is our good park, has wind blowing in. It's supposed to have a pretty drastic effect at this facility because the stands are so low. It's very little league parkish, so wind does take to the ball a little more, but it is very small dimensions, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. However, I think the prices are pretty fair. Nathaniel Lucas, Vladimir Guerrero, Brandon Lau, and Yandy Diaz all look good to me. Game in Detroit looks great for Detroit, not so much for Cleveland. I mentioned yesterday that Skubal was pitching. I meant Flaherty, and then I corrected myself and said, no, Skubal's injured. Skubal's not injured. He's pitching today. Will he come out in perfect, healthy form? Well, remains to be seen. But do I want to challenge him today with any of these Cleveland bats? No, I do not. So Colt Keith at 9-1, I think is a tremendous price. His matchup looks good. Riley Green at 460, great price, but I think any batter is in play. Kerry Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson, Gleyber Torres all looked good. Game in Boston, I like Soderstrom and Rooker. If this wasn't being played in Boston where it's harder for lefties to hit home runs, I would like Soderstrom a lot today. Matchup-wise, it's solid, but this park does scare me for lefties. Game in Kansas City, I like Cal Raleigh. I look at Cal Raleigh's numbers today, and I say, why throw him the ball? The only thing that scares me about Cal Raleigh is not his ability to hit the home run. It's his ability to see a pitch that he can swing at, which maybe tells you everything you need to know about this guy's capabilities. 265 is a great price for him. I'll assume that that's because it's in Kauffman Stadium, which is a larger park. Polanco, Pasquantino, and Perez look good. Today, a lot of these Royals match up well. So I didn't write Mike Yastrzemski today. I've been writing him down for days on end. He looks good again. Do what you will with that information. Bobby Witt also looks good. I think Kansas City has some chances to hit homers in that one. Game in Colorado, I like Hernandez and Norby. Nobody looks good against Sandy Alcantara today, except for maybe Hunter Goodman. Maybe you could make an argument for Brenton Doyle. But overall, it's pretty ugly for the Rockies. I like Hernandez quite a bit at that number, 470. Game in Baltimore looks good for Yankees. They are facing a left-handed pitcher in Cade Povich, who hasn't been stellar this year, but the Yankees do have a lot of left-handed batters. Makes me a little nervous to go lefty on lefty in this instance. Paul Goldschmidt, who is a righty, looked unbelievable. His statistics today, his data today, I wrote him down. I typed his name in. And then I said, when is the last time Paul Goldschmidt has hit a home run? I looked it up. It's been at least 21 days. He's got this knee injury that's been bothering him. And while the data looks good, I'm going to err on the side of caution and say, I can't go with somebody who's been that ice cold. So I'm telling you, raw data supports Paul Goldschmidt today, but the narrative, the context, makes me nervous, so I'm staying off. Volpe and Judge, truly a great price for Judge at this park against a lefty. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some books dip below that 200 number. Fanatics, though, is giving you 240. Westberg also for the Orioles, who by and large don't look great. Game in Cincinnati, don't insult me. I mean, don't do this to me. Let's take a Cubs team that the last month has struggled to hit home runs. Certainly didn't have what they had at the beginning of the year. As of late, the last week, they have turned it up. I think Bush has 2 and Happ has 2 in the last week. But they're not 310, 220 good. I don't care if it's in Cincinnati. I don't care if it's Great American. Save the context for somebody your own size. These guys should not be, unless they're playing with super bounce balls and torpedo bats, 220 for Michael Bush? Come on. So again, I write down the guys that look good, and then I put their prices in, and then I kind of judge it off of that. I'm telling you, those are ripoffs. Marte at 450, Austin Hayes at 450, both look good. And I like Austin Hayes today against Colin Ray at that 450 number. Game in Milwaukee, we'll go back to Ward. He hit 2 yesterday. His matchup looks good again. Moncada. Jackson Chourio at 5-1 speaks to me today against Kikuchi. And William Contreras at 450. Last game of the night in LA, we got Yamamoto on the mound. If anybody for San Francisco, it was Willy Adames, but I'm not going to force I'm not going to force a play. A peg I'm not going to force a peg in a round. I'm not going to force anything, folks. Look at me, not forcing stuff. Yeah. Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy also look good. Freeman hit one yesterday. A little shocking that he's at 560. I feel like 450 is a comfortable number for Freddie Freeman. I realize it's Logan Webb. Maybe they're giving us the benefit of the doubt because it's such a good pitcher. So there are the plays today. I may find a way to do a little round robin with Chourio, Hayes, Hernandez, Keith, Merrill, Raleigh. Maybe leave out one of them because a 6-man round robin it gets pretty pricey. But that looks like the who's who of baseball. I mean, that's pretty gross. Merrill, Keith, Raleigh, Hernandez, Hayes, and Chourio. Ugh, kind of gross. Some plugs, some announcements, some conversation starters. If you do want to support the channel, besides just watching it, liking it, sharing it, you can do so by joining the Patreon for $5 a month. We get in a Discord, we chat. I post all these sheets so you can have them. Usually have to be reminded, but I do post them. And we just talk ball. If you want to sign up for Novig, you can use my code. It gives you a 50% deposit match up to $25. Novig has great football lines. Baseball remains to be seen. They've got a few, but football lines, they're tremendous. I released my week 3 picks yesterday. We've been crushing NFL picks. I mean, absolutely obliterating the picks. So hopefully we can keep that momentum. And then today, we got touchdowns. Is that cool? Did you guys like that? I had a little burst of creativity this morning. Today, we'll see tomorrow.